When you think of Thanksgiving, what comes to mind? Turkey, family gatherings, maybe a little football. For many, it's a cherished holiday. But for Native Americans, Thanksgiving is much more complex. It's a day of reflection, remembrance, and for some, a day of mourning. Let's clear up a common misconception first. The story of a friendly feast between Pilgrims and the Wampanoag tribe in 1621 is a simplified version of a much more complicated history for many Indigenous peoples. The arrival of European settlers marked the beginning of centuries of conflict, disease, and the loss of their lands and cultures. So, how do they approach a holiday that seems to celebrate that very rival? Well, there isn't just one single way. Native American communities are incredibly diverse, and so are their traditions. For some, Thanksgiving is observed as the National Day of Mourning, first organized in 1970. It's a day to honor Native ancestors and protest the racism and oppression they've faced. Participants gather in Plymouth, Massachusetts, not to celebrate, but to remember the historical truth and speak out about the ongoing struggles of Indigenous peoples. But for many other Native families, the fourth Thursday of November is still a time for gathering. It's a day to be with loved ones, share food, and express gratitude, which are values deeply rooted in most Indigenous cultures long before the Pilgrims ever arrived. The focus isn't on the historical myth, but on family, community, and the blessings of the harvest. You'll often find traditional Indigenous foods on the table right alongside the turkey. Think dishes like wild rice, corn soup, squash, and fry bread. It's a way of honoring their heritage and celebrating the foods that have sustained their people for generations. The day becomes an opportunity to pass down cultural traditions, share stories, and strengthen family bonds. So, this Thanksgiving, as we gather with our own families, let's take a moment to understand the fuller picture. It's a day with layers of meaning. For Native Americans, it can be a day of protest, a day of mourning, a day of family connection, and a day to celebrate their own rich cultural heritage. It reminds us that history is complex and that gratitude can be found, even in the midst of difficult truths. Thanks for watching. If you found this perspective valuable, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories that matter.